In My Hero Ultra Rumble, several characters have alternate battle styles. Each battle style shifts a character into a completely different role, with new abilities, strengths, and playstyles that can make them feel like an entirely new character. The very first alternate battle style added to the game was Full Bullet Deku, introducing a more aggressive, close-range take on the original Assault version of Izuku Midoriya. While both these versions share the same character, they excel in very different ways and fill different roles on a team. So the question is simple, which Deku is actually better? My name's Yestermorn, and in this video we're breaking down Assault Deku versus Strike Deku, comparing their abilities, playstyles, strengths, weaknesses, and how each one performs in today's competitive environment. If you enjoy in-depth character breakdowns like this, consider liking the video or subscribing. I've been putting out a lot of Ultra Rumble videos recently, and there's plenty more on the way. With that said, let's get into it. First, we'll compare each Deku's abilities, starting with their alpha. Assault Deku's alpha, Delaware Smash Air Force, is a straightforward single-shot ranged attack. Deku fires a shockwave by flicking his finger, making this his primary way of dealing damage from a distance. He can also crouch while firing to use all of his remaining ammo at once, releasing a stronger shockwave with increased damage and range. Overall, this is a very solid ranged ability and easily Assault Deku's most used tool. It deals good damage, has excellent range, and comes with a high number of charges. That combination allows Assault Deku to constantly apply pressure while jumping, repositioning, and staying mobile during fights. Now let's look at Strike Deku's alpha, Delaware Smash Full Bullet. Instead of a single shockwave, Deku flicks all 5 fingers at once, creating multiple smaller shockwaves in a spread. You can think of this as a shotgun-style version of Assault Deku's alpha. It doesn't reach as far, but it can deal more damage if multiple shockwaves connect. By aiming before firing, the spread tightens and the range increases, though it still doesn't match the reach of Assault Deku's version. Both alphas have the same number of charges, so the main difference comes down to how and when they're used. While these two abilities are very similar on paper, they shine in different situations. Assault Deku's single-shot Delaware Smash is far more consistent, especially at mid to long range. Strike Deku's multi-shot has higher damage potential, but only if you're willing to stay much closer to your opponent. While both versions of Delaware Smash are effective, they encourage very different approaches to combat. Assault Deku's alpha favors consistency, spacing, and sustained pressure at range, while Strike Deku's full bullet version rewards close positioning and precise shot placement for higher burst damage. Which one performs better largely depends on how aggressively you want to play and how comfortable you are fighting up close. Now let's take a look at their betas, starting with Assault Deku. Assault Deku's beta, St. Louis Smash, is a simple forward kick that also gives Deku a bit of movement in the direction he attacks. It deals a lot of damage for how easy it is to land, making it a very reliable close range option. The main drawback is that it only has one charge before needing to recharge. There really isn't much more to it. St. Louis Smash is one of the most straightforward abilities in the game. It hits hard and provides decent mobility, but the single charge limits how often you can rely on it. Unlike their alphas, the two Deku's betas are very different. Strike Deku's beta, Manchester Smash, has him slam into the ground, releasing a shockwave that deals more damage the higher he activates it from. If you land the slam directly on an enemy, it also deals a bit of true damage, bypassing GP entirely. Just like Assault Deku's beta, Manchester Smash hits hard. The key difference comes down to availability and role. Assault Deku's beta offers mobility, but is limited to only one charge, while Strike Deku's beta has 3 charges, allowing him to apply pressure far more frequently. These two betas highlight the core difference between the two battle styles. Assault Deku's St. Louis Smash serves as a reliable burst option with some built-in movement, but its limited availability forces careful timing. Strike Deku's Manchester Smash trades mobility for frequency, allowing him to stay aggressive and apply pressure more often in close-range engagements. Each fits cleanly into its respective kit without overlapping too much in purpose. Lastly, let's compare both Deku's Gammas. Assault Deku's Gamma, Black Whip, allows him to grab opponents and pull them in, or grapple onto walls and terrain for movement. This makes it the most versatile ability in his kit. That versatility does come with a limitation though. Black Whip can only have up to 2 charges, but the second charge is only unlocked at level 9. For most of the match, you're forced to choose whether to use it offensively as a grab or defensively as a movement tool. Even with that restriction though, Black Whip adds a lot to Assault Deku's kit and rounds him out nicely. Strike Deku's Gamma, Ground Impact, works very differently. Deku stomps the ground, causing Earth to rise upward, which he can ride for a massive vertical jump. It can be used for mobility, quick damage, or even temporary cover. Ground Impact also synergizes extremely well with Manchester Smash, allowing Strike Deku to launch himself upward and immediately slam back down for strong burst damage. Unlike Black Whip, Strike Deku has access to 2 charges of this ability for the entire match. Both gammas offer high level of flexibility, but in very different ways. Black Whip gives Assault Deku strong utility through grabs and repositioning, encouraging controlled engagements and resets. Ground Impact leads more toward momentum, enabling vertical movement, burst damage, and combo potential. They each reinforce their battle style's identity rather than competing for the same role. Even though Assault Deku and Strike Deku share surface level similarities, they play very differently in real matches. It's also worth noting that both versions of Deku have the same health pool, so the differences in survivability come entirely from their kits and how they're meant to be played, not their base stats. Assault Deku focuses on consistency and control. His kit encourages longer engagements, applying steady pressure rather than going all in for quick eliminations. He excels at mid-range fights where he can poke, reposition, and punish mistakes without fully committing. Because of this, Assault Deku is much more forgiving. He has tools to disengage, reset fights, and re-enter safely, which makes him especially strong in extended engagements, third parties, and late game scenarios. Strike Deku, on the other hand, thrives on momentum and burst damage. His kit rewards aggression and confident decision making. When everything lines up, he can eliminate opponents extremely quickly. The downside is risk. Strike Deku is far less forgiving when things go wrong. Missed abilities or poorly timed engagements can often leave him without a clean escape, making chaotic fights much harder to manage. In short, Assault Deku rewards patience, positioning, and adaptability, while Strike Deku favors aggression, precision, and decisive plays. So which battle style is better in the current meta? While both versions of Deku are strong picks and firmly in the top half of the roster, Assault Deku edges out as the more reliable choice right now. His superior mobility and flexibility make him far better suited for today's fast, vertical, and often unpredictable meta. Assault Deku can engage safely, disengage reliably, and adapt to messy fights far more easily than Full Bullet can. That consistency matters in real matches where fights rarely go exactly as planned. Strike Deku can feel stronger when everything goes perfectly, but the current meta doesn't always allow for clean, controlled engagements. Assault Deku's ability to apply pressure without fully committing gives him a noticeable advantage. This doesn't mean Strike Deku is weak, far from it actually, but across a wider range of situations, Assault Deku simply performs more consistently. That's going to do it for this video. Which Deku style do you prefer, Assault or Strike? Let me know in the comments, and if you'd like to see more comparison style videos like this, be sure to tell me. If you enjoyed the breakdown, consider liking the video or subscribing for more Ultra Rumble videos. And if you really want to support the channel memberships are now available as well. Thanks for watching, this has been Yestermorn, and I'll see you in the next one.